Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're lean, they're mean, they're 5 to 7 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. The Coast to Coast Racing League 350A Modifieds, Pro Late Models, and the 360 Sprint Cars.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I am Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV. We're here to bring you part 1 of 2 of Old Timers Tuesdays. We're about to go play in the clay of Volusia Speedway here in the 360 Sprints. Track looks real racy. Guys are going to build up that groove even a little bit higher, and we're going to see guys ripping around, having a lot of fun here at Volusia. Should be a good one. Do want to start out the show, obviously. Big shout out to Maurer Farm Management for picking up the sponsor. But, of course, I'm sure every driver in here on their mind right now, Bill Calder. Bill, we wish you nothing but the best, brother. We hope you get back healthy. We hope you recover and get out of that hospital, man, as quick as you can, but don't leave too early. Make sure you get out of there at 100%. We want you back, and we're all thinking about you here, Bill. And we've got a close battle in the points. Terry Landis with 583. GJ Boydell with 582. Now, I'm not that good at math, but I think that's only a 1-point difference. And that means Terry Landis and Greg Boydell both got to be on it. But it doesn't look like we have a GJ Boydell sighting as of yet. Might be using tonight as a drop week. Not too sure. I believe you do get 2, so the Desert Demon looking to take advantage of this here. Let's see here. Why is my driver number not up? No, that's not what we want. Is it that? No, it's not. Why can't we figure out how to... Well, there's that, but no number for Terry. Oh, that's because there's no number for him on the scoreboard. Something's messed up. Hopefully that'll come in for qualifying. Let's go to someone who actually does have that thing on. No, even then so, it's still not going to go there. Let's see here. Nope. No. Shaggy's got some digging to do here. Normally a number pops up there. Now it is not. Very, very, very weird. There's the helmet. And there you can make it the car. Thought we could get a number there. Man, Shaggy was messing around with some things here this week, and looks like I forget how to add the car number up there. Let's hide them all for now. As we roll around here, we'll watch Dean Reynolds in that 79. Actually, let's hop on board with Dino here. Take a lap or two around the Volusia Speedway. You know, got that thing humming right now. Maybe cracking the throttle a little bit. There over that shiny patch, floats up there, gets in the wall a little bit, then has to really burp off of it to keep it from wrecking. But right now, track very fast here early on at Volusia. So let's see here. Steve Maurer, that man at the top of the charts in the 888. Looks like he may be getting ready to pull that thing off here. Bobby Good rolls around in that number 7 machine. Shaggy may have to do a little behind the scenes here too. I was tweaking some stuff. Asphalt race. Let's go ahead and let's just get this out of the way here. So I don't think we want the heat haze. Gonna look a little better there. My apologies. That gives those guys a little more time to beat up the track anyway. And then right as I say that here, the checkered flag waves on warm-ups, and you know the drill by now. No qualifying here on the dirt side. We will qualify on the asphalt side of things in the second race this evening, but no qualifying. Luck of the draw here. We're going to have 2 heat races, and let's take a look at the starting grid here for heat race number 1. Well, my apologies there for that virtual grip network thing. We're not going to get that to go away. That should say Shaggy TV. I put the wrong one up there. It's another place that I work for, so ignore that. But starting on the pole, Steve Bixler, and his outside, Terry Landis. Greg Parmley to the inside of row number 2, and his outside, Jeffrey Barker. John Rayner rounds out the field in heat race number 1. As you see, I was messing around with some things here. Hopefully they pull in on the asphalt side of things. I did a test race even with the top split today at Knoxville. Got to see a familiar face, Dustin Sargent. Guy we hadn't seen around here in a while. He was racing, but I tested it out and it worked there. But the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Heat race number 1 underway. The mare leads us to the green flag. Steve Bixler drives it off into turn 1. Goodbye. Great run. Battling for P2, though. Jeffrey Barker trying to set his hooks in on the Desert Demon in the 161. As he rolls up to the inside, they're side by side. Jeffrey Barker trying to make the move downstairs. That's where Terry Landis normally calls home. But Jeff able to pry up open the bottom, and here comes the 513, able to get by the 161. All out front, all by himself. Steve Bixler is there. You see Greg Parmalee gets into the outside wall, then gets into John Rayner. Greg goes off. John continues, but John's going to have to ride around in 4th and just hope something happens up front because the mare is gone out front in his own zip code. Sees 2 fingers in the air, 2 more trips around for the mare. Can the Brewerton Beast hunt him down, or has he just run out of time? Coming through 3 and 4, that white flag in the air. One more time around. Can anyone catch the mare? As we roll down the backstretch, Steve Bixler sends that machine into 3 and 4 for the final time. And Steve Bixler takes the checkered flag for heat race number 1. He's going to start on the pole, followed by Jeff Barker, Terry Landis, John Rayner, and Greg Parmalee. And as we get ready for the starting grid here, heat race number 2. Starting on the pole in the 94, Gary Offen into his outside in the 747, the Bassman, Roger Craig. Instead of row number 2, the 79 of Dean Reynolds into his outside in the 888, Steve Maurer. Rounding out the field in that number 7 machine, we've got Bob DeGood. Is Roger Craig still sporting the autism awareness scheme? We had autism awareness night on Monday night. Now the overlay wants to double stack here. We're going to try to fix that real quick. Cool deal. I think it's okay on your guys' end. Not so much my end, but hey, Shaggy's not going to complain. It's going to work itself out here. Only 5 drivers. I know these guys well enough. And the green flag is high. She's ready to fly. Let's go play at Volusia Speedway. Heat race number 2 underway as the 94 Gary Offen tries to get a run through 1 and 2, but the Bassman hooks up top, and he looks to take over the lead as he sends it into 3 and 4 upstairs. Gary Offen tightens up. He goes from 2nd to possibly 4th as Dean Reynolds looks to take over 3rd place from the 94. Got it to hook up on the bottom in 1 and 2, and now he's got a sight set on the 888 and the 747 as Steve Maurer takes over the lead for a little bit there coming out of 4. Dino slots up high. Steve tries to find a way up in front of the Bassman, but they're side by side going down the backstretch. Steve Maurer with a good run in the middle of 3 and 4, able to clear Roger quite easily. Dean Reynolds also has a little bit of a hiccup in 3 and 4, so he can't look under the Bassman. And coming through 3 and 4, looking at 2 to go this time by Dino. Patience might be running thin. Not a big field here tonight. Knows he doesn't have to get it all now, but will we see a big send from the 79 here in 3 and 4? The answer is yes. Slide jump. P2 at the line. White flag in the air. Steve Maurer, can he hold off the 79 for a half a lap as Roger Craig and Gary Offen get involved? Bob DeGood skates on through. Steve Maurer comes through 3 and 4 for the final time. He takes heat race number 2, followed by Dean Reynolds, Bob DeGood, Gary Offen, and Roger Craig. It's quite the exciting finish there. Roger was running pretty well, but Had it disappear there at the end. And with that, we're going to take a quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And we'll be right back with your feature action here at the Volusia Speedway. Stick around. We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and I'll tell you what, if I sneeze again, I'm going to apologize now. Shaggy goes through maybe once a week where I sneeze, I'm telling you. 10 times in a row. I can still feel my nose tingling. It's probably not done, but right now the mare sits atop of the charts here at the end of warm-ups, and we are going to get ready for our first feature of the night here, presented by Mauer Farm Management at the Volusia Speedway, and it's going to be a good one. Starting on the pole in the 75, we've got the mare, Steven Bixler, into his outside in the 888, Steve Mauer. Inside of row number 2 in the 513, Jeffrey Barker, into his outside in the 79, Dean Reynolds. Terry Landis to the inside of row number 3, into his outside, Bob DeGood. Inside of row number 4, the 302 of John Rayner, into his outside, Gary Offit. Rounding out the field in row number 5, we've got Greg Parmalee and the Bassman Roger Craig. Let's see here. Let's hide that. Let's bring our grid back up. And man, Shaggy's going to have to message SDK. You saw there all of the numbers were popping up there in warm-ups, but now they don't want to pop up in the feature. That's a little weird. As we will roll around one more time here before we take the green, and Shaggy will wonder to himself why computers act like they do. The 888 of Steve Mauer paces around to the outside of the mare. Steve Bixler ready to bring us to the green flag. Would love to bring one home, and Terry Landis knows he needs to do a lot better than his starting position of P6 if he wants to be able to increase this points lead on the 014 of GJ Boydell as we roll through 3 and 4. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. The Mauer Farm Management 360 Sprints is underway here at Volusia Speedway. Good jump from the 888 of Steve Mauer on the outside. Trying to take that peak and make a run, but Steve Bixler says, no way, Jose, on that inside. Big time run, putting the work boots on, and he's out front. Dean Reynolds looking to the bottom of the 888, trying to follow around the Brewerton Beast. He slides up in front of the 888. Steve Mauer gets into the outside wall, able to continue, no harm, no foul, but he's about to become beat here. Oh, Bob the Good gets into the back of him there, can't check up in time. Steve Mauer goes around. We watched it, wild flip for the 888 as he is up in the fence. Oh, man, we're going to need the tow truck for the 888. Wild, wild ride for Steve Mauer. Man, oh, man, we saw it a-brewing. This is Roger Craig. He must have been involved in this. Let's take a look here for the Bass Man. Okay, he's the car who gets caught by Mauer after he comes down after the contact. He's there just minding his own business. Mauer goes, so Roger there, boom, with a hard hit in the 747 right in front of us. Man, oh man. But Steve Mauer, with no kidding, one of the wildest rides we've had this year. Let's go back and watch that one more time. And like I say, ignore the VGN stuff. Shaggy's got some stuff to do here on his personal end in between races. I will probably load up my old one, but man, oh man, wild ride for Steve Mauer. That's crazy. That's one of the most vicious rides here we've seen in a while. They get the quick repair and the wave around, but you know, with the lights going off on the pace car, not too sure how early that tow time was. You know, how early he got to it. We saw him trying to rev it up, getting it out of the fence, and not too sure if he'll make it down back on the racetrack in time or not. But as we roll through 3 and 4 here, I do believe the lights are off on the pace car. He's pulling off. That green flag's high. It's ready to fly. The 75 brings us back to play at Volusia Speedway. We're underway. Brewerton Beast looking to the outside of the 79. Can he find a way around Dino? Dino with a lot of power in that machine. Gonna send it in. Gonna float it up in front of the 513. And Jeff's got a lift. Look at his buddy in the 7, though. That Valvoline machine. Oh, man. He's got a hot rod tonight. Bob the Good letting that thing rip on the outside. Just sending it off in there. Look at how close he gets to that front stretch wall. Could reach out and high-five that camera, that 7 machine, but not able to find a way around the 161 or the 513 just yet as Dean Reynolds slowly reeling in the 75. But can he show the mare who's the king of Volusia Speedway, or can the 75 hold him up as the yellow flag waves for the second time? We're under caution at Volusia. John Rayner involved in an accident, I think, in the 302 here is roll through. And yeah, broken right front after the contact. He's got to park it. Caution comes out. You You see Gary Offit involved in something as well here. Ooh, a little contact, yeah, with the full. Oh, wow, not a little. Hard into the wall. He goes around. That right front's broken, and that's another car that probably needed a tow. It was the 94 broken. Man, hopefully, my boss over there at VGN, I mean, I seriously doubt this would offend him. If anything, yeah, I'm giving VGN some pretty good coverage, I think. So let's see here. We're going to go up front. We're going to see if I can't... Shaggy is not very technical savvy. We're going to see, though, if we can find that in the replay transitions. And possibly get rid of that myself here. And, of course, we can't because the lights are off on the pace car. So we're going to get ready to go back racing. And Shaggy's got to get his head out of his butt here and pay attention to this as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. 18 laps to go play. Steven Bixler with a great jump. Dean Reynolds trying to hook up, but the Brewerton Beast right downstairs immediately. Look at that run on the top shelf for the 79. Here comes Dean Reynolds. Oh, to the outside here. They're side by side. The mare tries to float up. Can't shut the door. Dino gonna stick it up there. The Brewerton Beast sticks his nose in there. We come to the starting line, and man, too close to call, but Dino not going away. Steve Bixler doing enough to hold off these two, man, but he's got two dogs behind him. The Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker making the baseman work. And here comes the point leader, Chocolate Water himself, Mr. Yuzu. Terry Landis trying to get up into the picture as we have a new leader. Jeff Barker completes the pass through 3 and 4. Steve Barker was the guy to beat for so long, but just one mistake there. Got a little loose in 3 and 4. The Brewerton Beast snuck on by, but the mare here, he's beating down the door of the 513. He wants to come back for some more. Got to cool it off there. Had to settle down going down the backstretch, but stepped it up in 3 and 4, and they were side by side. Give it to the 513. But here comes the mare. Got his foot stomped down in that thing. I mean, he's hitting those slick patches, and you watch that rear end slide around. But boy, is he a bat out of hell there through 3 and 4s. Steve Bixler takes the lead back as they enter 1 and 2. The Brewerton Beast sends it in, and they're coming to the line. Give it to the mare. 10 to go. Can Jeff Barker make the bottom work here? It doesn't seem like it's the preferred line. Here comes Dino making it a 3-car race. 3 wide. Oh, Jeff Barker comes up and shuts the door. Dino's got to back out. Man, oh man, that could have been bad. Who do you got as we roll out of 3 and 4? 8 laps to go. What a race. One of the best dirt races we've had this year here in the dirt retreads. Amazing. Any one of these 3 drivers could take it here. One mistake and it could end your night. And, you know, Terry Landis in that 161 might find himself thanking somebody. But right now it's a 3-horse race as the Brewerton Beast trying to make the baseman work. Side by side at the line, but you got to give it to the 75. He gets a big enough run, but look at it. Dino kisses the mare there 3 wide. He's side by side with the Brewerton Beast. He sends it in. Slide job, new leader. Third to first, Dean Reynolds. Oh man, if Dino's dad or Megan is watching, they possibly saw his pass of the year. Really sent it in there, needed to, and did it just in time because the yellow flag waves. And Dino's gonna be your leader here when we go back to the restart. Steve Maurer in the 888 involved in your accident. Let's see here if we can figure out what happened to the mare. He pulls off to the inside, just wants to stay out of the way of the leaders, and iRacing didn't like him coming to a stop there. Throws the yellow, and now Dean Reynolds gets a chance to play around a bit. Maybe getting the guys' heads here. If he can time this restart, to something that really only benefits that 79 machine, that's going to be a big deal. It's going to take 2 or 3 laps to even reel the leader in if they do the, the job that especially Dino's capable of here. If he really nails the tack, catches those guys sleeping. 79 could walk out to a big lead here on the restart. So I think the lights may go off this time. They do, as Dino gives us a wheelie in that 79 machine. And man, oh man, Dino's pass. I mean, obviously, anytime you pass for the lead, it's easy for the broadcaster to say move of the race, but to go from 3rd to 1st, then have the caution come out very timely on Dino's part, and that's what he needed. But as the green flag is high, it's ready to fly. The 79 drops the hammer. 4 laps to play. Dino gets a little loose. And that's going to allow the 513 to stay a little closer than he'd like. But, man, he really drove that thing through the center of 1 and 2 and said goodbye, Jeff. Jeff woed that thing up a little bit too much on the bottom. And now with 3 to go, he's going to have to play some serious catch-up as the Desert Demon's shopping downstairs here for a discount 3rd place finish. That's what he needs. Greg Boydell, the guy he's battling with the points, is Roger. Greg with a big boy slider over Bob the Good. These guys are racing like it's for 1st place here. Only 2 laps to go. They make contact. Roger goes around. Bob goes around. They end up on the lid. And we're under caution. Man, oh man, we watched it happen live there. Guys battling hard. I mean, that starts with that slider. They get close. Let's see. Does Roger get a little loose here? Or what are we thinking? Looks like he does. He gets a little loose. But Bob's coming up too, so can't really tell too well from that angle, but they meet in the middle. And it's almost like they practice that routine here. Roger does 1 extra spin, bounces it off the wall, but they meet in the middle once again, and it's enough to roll them both over. And that could end both their nights here at Volusia. But Dean Reynolds, man, he gets to do it all over again here. Try to bring these guys to one more final. He's hoping is the final restart. I'm sure it'll be the first attempt at the green-white checkered, but it's the natural attempt, so I don't believe it's going to count. They would still get 2 more, I think. But normally the green-white checkered's not so much of an issue as they are in asphalt. Just kind of the restarts naturally spread you out a little bit more on dirt than they do on asphalt. You don't get that initial traction as you've worn down your tires all race. It's not like when you hop into a NASCAR race, you can punch that throttle down and say goodbye to the people behind you. It doesn't work that easy in dirt. You really gotta roll into it if you want to get the full benefit of the what rubber you have left. You can't drop it quick. You gotta be slow and you gotta let it flow as the pace car pulls off 2 laps to go for the 79 as he drops the hammer. Great restart. That's what he wanted the last time. And, man, you got to think, unless the 513 has something magical in that hat, Dean Reynolds is gone out front as he drives through 3 and 4, half a second lead. Coming out of the top, white flag in the air, final trip around for the 79. Dino hung around in third most of the time, had to put the work boots on and make a big boy pass for the lead, and it earned him the checkered flag at Volusia Speedway, followed by Jeff Barker, Terry Landis, Steve Bixler, and Gary Offit rounding out the top 5. John Rayner, Greg Parmalee, Bob DeGood, Roger Craig, and Steve Maurer round out your field there this evening. As boy, oh boy, another great race here. Did not disappoint. The guys were able to get it done, and that 79 of Dean Reynolds able to bring it home once again here in the dirt retreads. Won a lot of times this season as Terry Landis gets in the 513 trying to pull into the podium shot. But I'm going to go back here, find us a green flag, and we're going to interview the man in that 161 machine, Terry Landis. Once we can find him in the Discord. Let's see here. I can pull him on up, and well, hopefully he's ready because I yanked him up before he was probably ready. But
No, I'm
hey,
good.
hey Terry, Shaggy up here, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I'm a creature of habit. You even said no, I'm good. Why did I say do you have a copy? It's just because I say the same thing every time. Sorry, Terry. But man,
That's all right.
I'll tell you what, you didn't have the easiest come from spots starting there in 5th, but able to get up 2 spots, work one around at the end, and bring home the podium. How tough was it here tonight? I mean, those 3 up front were pretty fast.
Oh yeah, we were just talking. It was like, holy crap! I couldn't catch Dean was going once he got out front, And then Jeff, I had to try the outside because there was no way I was going to get under him without hitting him. So we got third.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were battling a little bit there in your heat race too. What's it like? I mean, I know you're known for running the bottom, so I mean, is it uncomfortable at all when you feel like you got to step it up top, or I mean, can you call both places home?
Yeah, no, I can't call the top home for sure. But no, I give it my best. I'm learning a little bit. Running here is giving me some good seat time on the outside, so it's helping.
Well, hey, great run, Terry. Congratulations on the P3, man. And, well, I don't know how much you look, but you had that 1-point lead over Greg. And with Greg being the no-show, this will be his second drop week. So good race to get in that
Oh, shoot.
in the place of Boydell being gone. You're beating him by 1 point.
Oh,
So,
my God.
It's super close, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a nail biter here coming down to the end of the season. So you gotta
Right.
step that game up, Terry. But congratulations
Yeah, well,
and good luck in the asphalt side.
thanks, Shaggy. And
But
let me thank.
yeah, I was
sorry,
gonna
let me
say, yeah. Before I kick you out of here, yeah, you got a lot of people to thank, Judy included. She'd be mad at me.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta thank Judy first. This is a Judy special car riding in here, and Galen's homegrown popcorn, 15%. And you put the word card in, you'll get that much off. And then Kreitz Oval Track Parts, and Shaggy TV, and our farm management, and everybody else back at the home.
I just dropped on board with you. It is the Judy special. I just noticed it
Yeah, you
says
see that?
Yeah, that's awesome. Well,
Well, I get that. Sorry, I get that from
No, you're
the
good.
the old guys, that used to run the offies and them crazy guys and them sprint cars, with the long, no roll
yeah.
bars and everything.
Yeah.
And everything back in the day was a special. It was the Offenhauer special or the Viceroy special and stuff. And I really like that. So all my cars are the Judy special now.
Well, there you go, man. Congratulations. Whatever brings you the luck, right? I mean, if you
Yep.
keep parking it on the podium, you got to keep driving it. But
Yep,
hey,
exactly.
good luck here in the asphalt, brother.
Thanks, Shay.
Now we're going to pull up the man who finished P2 in the 5:13, Jeff Barker. Jeff, man, you're battling for the lead. You know, you're working on the mare, and all of a sudden, a car sneaks up in the middle 3 wide. What are you thinking? Did you know Dino was coming?
I heard him coming. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. Good
yeah,
race.
I mean, you could have put you 3 under a blanket. I mean, the whole way until the end. Do you think if you don't get that, and you know, you don't have to be humble here, Jeff. You were very fast tonight. Do you think if you don't get that caution, you know, you got a chance at coming back at Dino because, man, you were racing hard?
I was trying. I was going to switch and try to go right up to the wall and highline it a little bit, but then we got the caution and he got too good of a start. I didn't really have the time to try to get the momentum.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I highlighted there. That's not even on you. You know, that's the advantage of just the leader getting to fire whenever he wants to, and you're kind of at bay, kind of almost screwed there on the dirt and the green, white checkered, but able to hold on to P2, man, after a fabulous run. Great job, Jeff. Who you want to thank?
Oh, I got to thank Malcolm Mills Mill Writing for always, you know, for sponsoring us, and Shaggy for putting on the broadcast, and Mauer Farm Management for sponsoring the series.
Well, hey, great run, Jeff, and man, I look forward to a lot more of these. You're really starting to handle these sprint cars, man, giving these guys some trouble. Great job.
All right, thanks, man.
And now we're going to pull up a man who, no stranger to winning here on the dirt side, but I'll tell you what, Dean, you had to put the work boots on there. That was one of the best passes I've seen from that 79, man. Guide us through that. I mean, you get the 2-for-1 special, and then, you know, I mean, it was perfect. If you don't throw the move right there, you know, you're stuck when the caution comes out. So you did exactly what you had to do, dude.
Well, it was, you know, that was a great race. I'll tell you, you know, Steve was so fast, and Jeff is always so good on the bottom here. And you know, there was a couple times I knew I was the meat in the sandwich, and I know we were 3 wide more than once, but yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do because both of them are so good, so fast. And Volusia, actually, for some reason, I just don't feel comfortable at Volusia since the last couple of seasons. So I was doing a little work, and normally I like to hold the foot to the floor, but actually in the corners, I was doing a 3/4 throttle. And, you know, I guess you don't have to hold it to the floor all the time, Shaggy. So I was learning, but that was some of the most fun I've had in a sim in a long time. What a great race by Steven and Jeff, and you know, we tried not to touch, and I don't know if we really did or not. And I tell you, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, we got a little lucky. We pulled it out, and you know, got another win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, not always. I like to preach about it, Dean, but not always a move I can pull out. But one, I love to highlight when I see a guy do it, and especially, man, bring home the checkered. I mean, you know, that's not a move where Jeff's necessarily blocking you. You know, he doesn't know you're just racing. But, dude, if you don't lift going down there in the middle of the straightaway when you were pinched up 3 wide, you probably don't bring home the checkered flag. So, way to use your head there, man, and really get through that moment because that's the move of the race.
Oh, absolutely. When I was coming out of 4 and I said, you know what, I got a good run, but I know we're 3 wide, and you're natural, and you're on the bottom, you're going to drift up. You have to, because the car's got so much speed. And then when you're up against the wall, you're going to come down a little bit. So I knew I was going to be the meat in that sandwich, and it was going to get tight. And the 2 slices of bread were going to come together. So I backed out, and thank God, because they did come closer to each other. And then I said, you know what, we're going to get set up, and we're going to do it again, and then try to get in between them a little earlier the next time. So you can make that move, and there's a lot of tactful racing going on, and I learned a lot. You know, fixed setups is not the easiest thing in the world to do with 360s. Plus, you know, as you know, they gear them all wrong, and it makes it a little bit tougher because you got the wheel spin. So when you got the wheel spin, it takes so much to try to keep them straight. But we did it, and you know, we did it clean, and you know, hats off to those guys, and congrats to Jeff. And I see Terry got third. I was waiting for Terry to come up in the bottom and beat all of us, and you know, but that was a good deal. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed it. But before we thank people, we gotta wish Bill Calder and Bob Curtis. You know, we're thinking of them. You know, they would have been in the field tonight, but they're going through some health issues, and hopefully they're watching. And hopefully, if they were watching, they enjoyed it. And but we gotta wish them well and get better, guys. And hopefully, you can enjoy the holidays.
Yeah, I mean, you guys definitely worked your butts off. You gave them a a show you should be proud of. That was great racing up front, Dino. Congratulations, man. Who you want to thank?
Well, I got to thank the guys at FTM first and foremost. That team's been a great team. Been with them for like 2 years now, and really enjoy it. As I said several times, I'm more of a modified team, but we're dabbing in the sprints a little bit. But always fun to be in the Discord with them. And got to thank you for doing this and for doing the telecast, and Steve Maurer, Maurer Farm Management, for sponsoring so we can have Shaggy do the telecast. And just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving coming this Thursday. And if you're from Canada, I want to wish you a happy Thursday.
Yeah, there we go, man. There we go. Well, hey, hell of a race, Dino. Congratulations. The season of what ifs. If you weren't such a busy man, we'll see what you can do here in the winter season. But congratulations, Dean. Great run.
Thanks, buddy. I wish I could say I'm going to see a Hometown Heroes tonight, but I'm actually going to go to my first hockey game. I'm a season ticket holder for the Syracuse Crunch, and they've got, I think there are 14 games in the season. I'm going to the first one tomorrow, so we're going to enjoy that. But we will be here Thursday on Thanksgiving, so we'll be running the 358 in big blocks.
Well, hey, have a couple cold ones for me, Dino. Enjoy the show, and congratulations tonight, man.
Thanks, Jackie. Thanks again for everything.
Of course. And that's going to wrap it up here for part 1 of Old Timers Tuesday. Stick around. We'll be back for part 2. Going to get the Dolaras out and go play a little bit, so stick around.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight we'll be talking about it.
these dollars had come together to support us. And we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Just a couple of final tweaks with this overlay, and then I promise we'll bring it up to you here. I didn't have to, but I got rid of that replay transition page because Shaggy forgot about it. And now we're going to try to update it. That didn't want to work, so we're gonna have to do it again. But again, that's why Shaggy's being so quiet. Thank you for tuning in for part 2 here, presented by Malware Farm Management. We got the Delars at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So like I say, just bear with me here for a second, trying to get this to load. Still no luck. My apologies. Trying to see. Type some things in to make it not angry. Still angry. Probably gonna see iRacing pop up one more time. That overlay. My apologies. SDK auto reads that. See here, copy this one more time. And now. Let's see here. Can Shaggy get a little luck on this one? And it looked like I did right as they roll in. Nice. Gonna pop up, and well, our points leader Greg Boydell, I don't believe he's here for this one either, so gonna be another one where Terry Landis looks to gnaw at that gap a little bit here. Let's close this down here. Let me see. Can Shaggy get it to work for his screen without messing everything up? We're gonna hope. As Roger Craig takes the green flag here, lap number 1 will follow him around. He was purple there through the final sector, coming to take the checkered flag. Let's see. Roger Craig purple through sector 1 so far. Still has that purple, looking to make it even better here, lap number 2. The Bassman going to take quick time for now with a 24.6 through 1. Just at least knock on wood, all the numbers are working here on the asphalt side. I told you they were working. Sometimes dirt, it just misbehaves with these things for some reason. But right now the Bassman, see purple through sector 1, purple through sector 2. The Bassman came to play today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Terry Landis purple sector 2, but was slow sector 1. So that's crazy. He had a purple sector 2, but still 0.4 of a second off. Kind of unbelievable here. Let's watch the 302 of John Rayner. John always quick in this 302. He brings it home P2, so backs up a little bit of what Shaggy was saying. Only does the 1 lap and pulls off, so he's going to be happy with 1 lap. Going to stay P2. And 8 drivers here. Bob Curtis did not qualify. Not sure if Bob is going to make the grid here or not, but Bob, one of those drivers Dino mentioned, been having some health issues. Glad to have you here, Bob. Now all the numbers, they disappeared again. So Shaggy is going to have to play around with some things here, because it is not liking something with my code. There's nothing we can do about it now on the fly. But I did notice Bob Curtis here. He's going to pull out on the track. So he's going to try to get 1 lap in. Not going to have a lot of time. Going to have to step on that loud pedal in the 012. Bob tries to dig that thing around. Brings it home. Where is that lap there for Bob Curtis? Did he maybe get an incident or touch something or blink a little bit? Didn't see that lap count for Bob. On my side of things, just dashes. Let's see here. Bob Curtis in the 012. Why is he not getting credit for any of these laps here? Let's see. Yeah, you can see on the iRacing side, not too sure what's going on with Bob, why it didn't want to give him any credit for those laps, but it didn't. He didn't look like he was blinking. That's an odd one there. Haven't seen that one before. So tough break for Bob Curtis there in the 012. Blimps just rolling around here till we end the qualifying session. Here, so not too sure how much. Let's see here. Oh, and there it is. I can click up time and the time comes to an end. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's feature event here presented by Malware Farm Management at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And starting on the pole, the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747. And it is outside in the 302, John Rayner. Andy Patton lines up to the inside of row number 2, and it is outside in the 70, Mike Cramner. The Mayor lines up to the inside of row number 3, and it is outside the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Rounding out the field in row number 4, Steve Maurer, and it is outside in the 012, Bob Curtis, who did make the call here. Hopefully, no connection issues, and it'll give him credit for these laps. Like I say, that was different. Shaggy's never really seen anything like that, so I was a little perplexed by that. As Roger Craig rolls off, and he's set to bring us to the green flag in the 747. When we click some things, some of them will come up. I would love to know why all of their numbers aren't coming up. Man, that is driving me crazy here, but I have to try and figure it out at a later date. My apologies, but most of you here do know your drivers and what number they are, but I will definitely try to announce it out for you. There's the Bassman. He's in the 747. Andy Patton's in the 87. Mike Cramner in the 70. Steve Bixler, 75. And Terry Landis in the 161. So as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time, only 8 guys came to play today. We'll have to see how well they behave as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. 25 laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the green flag waves. John Rayner with a good jump there on the outside, able to go from second to first. Roger Craig maybe caught sleeping a little bit in that 747 as he tries to go to the inside and find his way back around John Rayner. Mike Cramner in the 70 machine to the lead early. Andy Patton back here trying to hold off Steve Bixler in that dirty mode machine. Steve Bixler trying to get a run on that in that 75, trying to make a move. Out on for P2, the Desert Demon looks to the inside. Ooh, John Rayner got a little shaky down there. He's able to get back up on the track. Him and Roger Craig make a little bit of contact. Roger saves it, able to continue in the 747. Man, that was not an easy save. Big time save for Roger Craig. Mike Cramner out front, trying to drive away with this thing up to a 1.3 second lead. As these two know they're going to have to settle down, stop battling each other if they want to get up there to Mike Cramner. Not going to be easy to do. Doesn't have normally I have a spotter camera. Don't know where that is. My apologies. I kind of wanted to zoom out a little bit, but looks like right now we're gonna play in depth here. Is watch them roll through all these guys, and Terry Landis getting a mirror full of that 302. But John Rayner staying in line for now, and I know it's not easy to do, but if you're John Rayner, you got to be patient. You got to just ride along and use that draft to benefit you in that 161. Try to run down Mike Cramner. You see it was 1.43, I believe, last time by. Terry Landis was behind, so he gains, 0.08 of a second. That's a close call for John Rayner. You see him go down there and get on the apron. That is not what you want to do if you're 302. Stay as close to that 161 as you can, not being too much of a nuisance. Roger Craig running around in fourth. Bob Curtis right there behind these guys. This is kind of where we separate ourselves with a different group. These three in the back: Steve Bixler, Andy Patton, and Steve Downs. Right now, 3 groups: 1, 4, and 3. We'd love to turn that into a 5 and 3, or at least these guys up front. Roger Craig maybe getting a little aggressive here right now, and this is where the Rainer, you're telling him, just settle down, Roger. Let me stay close. We're just trying to use Terry right now to catch on up. The more of us inline behaving, the better. And ooh, man, he gets a big run. He doesn't want to be patient. He wants to go. You know, man, that could have been bad there between him and the 302, but they carry on. And this guy's fellow countrymen up there in Canada. There's 2 Americans out front. Mike Cramner from Virginia, Terry Landis. I know he lives out in California now, but I do believe he's from the Pennsylvania area, or at least used to live in South Central PA. That driver of the 161 machine. He's cut the lead down to 1.2 seconds, but he's had a lot going on behind him, and they haven't really closed the gap up like they'd like to. And 16 laps to go, running out of time to do it. Watch them race off the 2 here. Got 4 in a line. Now they're starting to behave a little better, these guys. But then right as I say that, caution out. The general, Andy Patton, involved, I believe. As he was already down pit road, so not too sure if someone else had spun or if that's just a caution. Maybe they're just throwing a caution for Andy, which is kind of cool. But man, we were brewing up to a race up front, so you'd like to have that caution, you know. Let's see how he did this. What happened to this 87 machine? Oh yeah, that's caution worthy. He got turned, no question. Take back everything I said. There's 1,000, 10, 100,000 million % going to be a caution thrown in the event of that happening. And yeah, that's a tough break for Andy Patton. Got a little punch there from Steve Maurer in the 888, I believe, gets turned. Steve going to go in and probably fix up that wing, I'd imagine. Mike Cramner watches that lead he had disappear, and now got to see if he can hold on to that thing. We're going to see what he has to say about it. Mike, man, you build up over that second lead, and with the late caution, it all disappears. What's going through your mind, brother?
Yeah, it's kind of had a little trouble on the start there, start of the race, and just got fortunate and got through there. But these guys catching up, they're going to be working hard to get around me, but I think I'm going to stick to the bottom here. That's where I'm fast at, so we'll see how we do.
Mind reader, man. That's what I was going to ask. You know, do you leave the top open and hold that bottom? And I guess you basically answered it for me there. You know, if you're comfortable, that's where you want to stay. And, Mike, you're looking good out front, man. We wish you the best here. Almost halfway. Good luck.
Thank you, Shaggy.
It's Mike Cramner in the 70 machine leading the way out front. It's this thing to go back green. This is exactly what Terry Landis and the boys behind him needed. Now they're all back in play here and close enough to shake things up for sure. All it takes is a bad restart from Mike Cramner in that 70 machine, and he can kiss this whole thing goodbye. You know, he needs to nail this, can't miss a gear. Make sure you don't spin the tires, and don't have to be perfect, but you know, you gotta be good enough, as they say. You gotta be good enough. case of two where, let's see here. Now, Roger, this is, okay, this is exactly what I was fishing for. And Roger coming out of pit road here, I was wondering if a driver would pit, maybe try to take new tires and see if they could take advantage of that green flag run. These tires don't wear as fast as like NASCAR tires do. Little better grip level. So that being said, I mean, he is going to have better grip. Just going to be anxious to see here if it pays off in the closing laps, or if track position was a little more important than we originally thought here. As the pace car pulls off, and I clicked the wrong camera. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. 14 laps to play at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're back underway. Man, John Rayner and Roger Craig's cars look so familiar. I almost said John here trying to get a run, but that wasn't even John. That was Roger. And now John, he's got a partner to the outside. Terry Landis thought about going up there and trying to dance. John went up there, shut the door. Terry tried to peek that nose underneath. Got a big run on the 70 going down the front stretch. And all of a sudden, Mike Kremner, he's not alone up front anymore. 3-car battle with 13 laps to go. Bob Curtis and the boys behind. They need to line up and not battle hard. You don't want to let these guys pull away. You don't want to turn it into a 3-horse race. But right now, that's exactly what these guys are doing. Running quick laps right now in line. Terry being smart. Now he's going to go up to the top. Got a big run. Can't shut that one down. Wants to stay in the throttle. Can Terry get a good enough run here to look for the lead as we enter into 3? Right on board with the powdered milk man or powdered chocolate water man, whatever we want to call it. He gets the lawnmower out, trims the grass, and falls back in line in the 161. Plenty of time to play here. Mike Cramner doing what he needs to do, holding the bottom, I think. And John Rayner not really able to do anything. By the time he, gets a run, Terry's got a bigger one. And the 302 kind of sandwiched in there. They make a little bit of contact. The man holds onto it. The chocolate water lives to fight another day. But he's got a raging pack of bees coming up behind him. They make contact. Roger gets into him. 3 cars go around. And just like that, cautions breed cautions. We're under caution for the second time at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, Shaggy is absolutely embarrassed. I don't know how long I was muted there. That's crazy. It's calling you some good action, too, talking about how cautions breed cautions. Hopefully I clicked the mute after that. But if not, man, well, embarrassment on Shaggy. That kind of stinks. As we've gotten lucky enough here. We've had a pretty good feel of the racing tonight. I think every caution, and dirt included, we've caught live on the broadcast. Just kind of seeing guys not racing dirty at all. You know, just getting aggressive as they're running out of time, and you know, being able to follow the race flow. It's been kind of predictive here, and it's gonna get a little hairier as the laps wind down. Only gonna have 9 to go when we take the green flag, and Mike Cramner leading the way out front. Not gonna be easy to get around that 70 machine. He said he was gonna stay on the bottom, stay plugged down there. And he's able to do that. My apologies if you hear my voice double up, because I am trying to go back in the broadcast a little bit to see if I'm talking. And boy, I notice, yeah, I'm not talking. Gosh dang it. Dagnabbit, Shaggy apologizes. And that's my bad. Where are we here? Chopper cam. There we go. Okay, I found him coming out of 2. Shaggy was flustered there. We figured it out. Ready to roll down the backstretch. Lights are off, so should be going back green this time by. My apologies, you hear the chair squeaking there. I'm gonna open up the window a little bit. Man, I'll tell you what, Mother Nature can't make up its mind. Cold one week, hot the next. Boy, oh boy, we got snow flurries a couple days ago. Now I'm sitting in my house sweating. Unbelievable. As the pace car gets ready to pull off. We're going to have 9 laps to go play at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Mike Cramner brings us back, and he's going to have to drop that hammer here. He's got a lot of quick race cars behind him. Roger Craig here on the move, too, able to get a good jump there on that restart. I saw that coming. Here he comes with a head of steam. He's going to go by 1, 2, 3 cars, trying to make sure he stays in line with Terry Landis and the boys and not let him get away. John Rayner floats up the track, not able to get to the outside of Mike Cranberry, almost gets into the back of Terry Landis, but they live to play another day as the front 4 try to drive away. 8 laps to go here in the Dallara DW12s at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we've got 2 up, 2 down. Roger Craig and Terry Landis up top, Mike Cranmer and John Rayner on the bottom. As John Rayner gets into the side of Terry Landis, he's able to save it. John Rayner gets loose. He's going down through the inside. Caution is out here for the 302 of John Rayner. Just a case of, well, like I was saying, cautions breed cautions. I mean, these guys, the perfect, opening half of the race. And when you regroup everybody again, it can get a little nasty and the caution comes out. And this is a case of, I believe, looking back at this, nobody to blame but himself here as he floats up. He gets into the side of the 161. That's where all this starts. You see the 161 with some rear wing damage. That will possibly affect that car as well. Now, John then clips the apron. When he does, that makes him clip the pit road entry. And, man, he gets into that hard, loses the front wing, that left front tire. Brings out the caution for the 3rd time. Mike Cramner still leading the way in the 70 machine. Feeling pretty comfortable out front, I would say. I mean, as comfortable as you can say with draft behind you, but I mean, he's been able to hold his line, been glued to the bottom. I mean, he's doing everything that he can do to bring this thing home. That's for sure. He's mistake-free out front right now in the 70. So we're going to sights and sound this here for just this lap undercar. Or never mind, okay. They're shortening it. We watched the lights go off. We're going to go back green. I was going to say, I was going to do a little hunting to try to fix these numbers on the leaderboard, but no harm, no foul, and we're going to go back green this time. As we come out of turn 4, the pace car will pull off. And Mike Cramner will get set to drop the hammer in that Geico restart zone as the green flag is high. It's ready to fly back underway at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Inside pass there at the bottom before the green. John Rayner may have gotten a black for that. May need that one cleared. The battle on up front. The Desert Demon trying to make a move here on the 70. Remember, got a little damage on that rear wing after the contact, so probably not at full go here for that 161. I don't even know if he knows that. But right now, doing his best here to just hold on, stay in that toe, and maybe wait till a lap or two to go to make that move. You don't want to do it too early and pull Roger Craig into this thing, you know, make it a 3-car battle. I know that's what Terry's thinking. Gotta, you know, if you play cards, you want the best out. You don't want to have to go against 2 guys. You'd rather go against 1. So 50% chance of bringing this home if he can keep those 2 up front, you know, unless they get together. There's always that possibility, too. It's always easy for the front 2 to get together. And as we come out of 4, 3 laps to go, this time by for Mike Cramner. Mike Cramner glued to the inside. Terry Landis trying to just suck up on him here, trying to maybe make him think. Have him hit that apron, bounce up the racetrack. Terry's going to go high in 3 and 4, and I think this is with 2 to go here, dropping back to 4 tenths. Terry either made the move of the race or possibly just lost this race. Not too sure if the plan is to get, you know, some big-time draft here. Try to go for a big lap, last lap move, and that's what it is. See him pulling that back up. Look at him closing in. Dun-dun, dun-dun. But is he too far back? Is the white flag in the air? Final time around for Mike Cramner. Terry Landis trying to stay sucked up in that draft, trying to do what he can, but he's going to have the Bass Man here to his outside. They're going to be battling for P2 going down the backstretch. Roger Craig drives on by. As we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time, Mike Cramner sees the checkered flag and takes home the checkers at Charlotte Motor Speedway, followed by Roger Craig and Terry Landis. John Rayner and Bob Curtis in that 012. Bob, man, how about him in that 012 a couple weeks ago? He was in the hospital not feeling good, and now we got the man in the 012 finishing in the top 5 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Steve Bixler 6th, Andy Patton 7th, and Steve Maurer rounding out the field. But a hell of a run there for Bob Curtis, tied with Mike Cramner for hard charger up 3 spots. That's a good run for the 012. I guarantee you isn't up to feeling 100% just yet, but could have fooled all us bringing home a top 5. Great job, Bob. Let's see here as we give these guys a minute or two to catch their breath here, we can pull up Terry Landis. He's the guy in third. He doesn't ever mind if I pull him up early. Terry, back-to-back P3s, my man. How's it feel, brother?
Oh, it feels great, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very often, I mean, you got a nice, good green flag runs here. I mean, a couple cautions there in the middle, but looking back on it, I mean, was there any way you could get that pass done on the outside here, or were you just kind of waiting for Mike to make a mistake up front?
Yeah, I was just waiting for Mike to make a mistake because, yeah, I tried to set him up a little bit, when John and I were racing behind him, and tried to behind John, and I tried to figure out where I could get a good pass at him, but I just didn't have nothing for him. He was really fast.
Yeah, I mean, when a guy's that smooth and in the line you want to be in, it's tough to find that way around. There with 2.5, 3 to go. I watched you drop off the leader a little bit. You ran high through 3 and 4. Was that your final last-ditch move there to try to pull some draft here, try to get one last suck up?
No, that was a stepped on something, and the car pushed really that bad.
Oh, man. Okay. I thought that was, trying to give a little gap and try to run it back down.
No, I think our tires got a little warm because Mike and I didn't go in, and with the draft, it just pushed really bad, and I didn't get the gas fast enough.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't look too bad now, but you can see on the one replay, you'd be able to see it. When John Rayner got into you there, that final caution, you did get a little damage on that wing. So
did I?
Yeah, so that probably wasn't handling the best for you either.
Yeah.
When you drop out of line. But hey, man, able to bring home 2 podiums tonight. You gotta feel good about that. Congratulations, brother. Who you want to thank?
I want to thank myself for squaring it up through that mess I was driving through the infield.
Yeah, brought the lawnmower out. I said, yeah, you got the lawnmower out.
That, man. I was so squirrely, and I was like, oh my God. And then Roger said he ran over me or something. Sorry, Roger. But yeah, it was a fun night racing both the sprint cars and the DW12s. I'll just give a thank out to you for sure, Shaggy TV. Galen's Homegrown Popcorn. Use the word cart and you'll get 15% off. Kreitz Old Track Parts. Yoo-hoo. And then the lady tapped my shoulder, and Judy and the Judy Special, and the boys back KSR.
Well, hey, great run, Terry, man. 2 podiums tonight. Hell of a job. And, well, if I don't talk to you tomorrow after Hometown Heroes, man, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and wish the wife a happy Thanksgiving as well, man. Good run tonight.
I will. Yeah, a special time of the year, everybody gets together, and everybody's, praying for everybody.
Dude, Terry, I'm interrupting you. I freaking fumbled so bad, dude. I meant to ask you guys, but I can ask you again. Dude, all right. Guns to your head right now, Terry. You're in line for Thanksgiving. What do you like? What do you have to get on your plate? What's the one thing you can't have without on Thanksgiving?
Well, out here in California, it's nowhere to be found. It's just an East Coast thing. It's called Cope's dried corn. That is the best. I gotta have that. But the stuffing and the turkey, of course, but no cranberry sauce.
My man, no cranberry sauce. That's what I'm saying. Great run, Terry, and man, I look forward to talking to you again, brother.
All right, Shaggy. Have a good night.
You too. And now we're gonna bring up the Bass man, Roger Craig. Dude, Roger. Up and down night, man. You're running your way back up to the front, and we saw the hiccup Terry had, and you had absolutely nowhere to go. You get run over, and not many laps left to go after that. Are you thinking you even have a shot to get back up into the top 3 at that point?
Yeah, no way. I thought it was going to be a lap down when I come out of the pits, and there wouldn't be another caution. But I really lucked out. So as soon as my tow was over, and the guys I'm watching on the track here on the overhead, and they're all coming into like turn 3, and then I got to it starts changing my tires, and I'm thinking, oh no, but that worked out well, because by the time the tires were changed, they'd all crossed the start finish line, and I think you're commenting on it. I was flying. It would a couple seconds earlier, I probably could have taken the lead from the back just because I was going full bore. They were all past the start finish line, so it was, I guess, technically nothing illegal. But I was flying.
And if you didn't do that, I mean, realistically, you were going to lose touch with the leaders, because I couldn't tell who that was in 4th or 5th, but they kind of fumbled that restart. So I mean, if you don't make that move, you do. there is no chance in where you get up with this podium. So you did exactly what you had to do.
Yeah, and then I guess there was one more restart because I they got it away from me a little bit, and I finally caught Terry, and Terry, the sportsman he is, I had fresh tires, he did not, and he said his car was pushing, so he just let me go by rather than us wrecking each other racing for the finish. So kudos to Terry on that one.
Well, Roger, I mean, I can't leave you out on this question, and I know it's a totally different date, and I'd be lying to you if I knew the date. Okay, so
Turkey.
You got to have turkey. That's your thing.
Gotta have turkey. Yeah, our Thanksgiving was about 6 weeks ago or something like that. Yeah, but yeah, you gotta have turkey on there. So yeah, and hey, while we're talking, I was at the hospital today and saw Willie. So Bill called her excellent spirits. Getting a little more mobility already in his left or right arm. So he was just transferred today to rehab. He'll be there about 10 days, and they'll they'll work him hard. So things are looking good, in perspective. And just a shout out to Willie. We had a few laughs today, and we made a promise to each other. I grew up maybe a half hour from the falls, Niagara Falls. As to Bill, he grew up in Welland, which is like 15 minutes away. Neither one of us have ever been on the Maid of the Mist, so we're going to go on the Maid of the Mist in the spring. So been that close to Niagara Falls, never been on any of the touristy things.
Man, I lost my grandfather a couple years ago, but he made sure and took me and my brother on a road trip. I want to say probably 15 years ago, Roger. And the Maid of the Mist was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. You guys are going to have a blast. I absolutely loved that.
There you go. You've been on it. Hey, I've been to Gettysburg though, so there you go.
Yeah. See, there you go. That it evens out then. and
Yep.
You have me beat even because I didn't have a passport, so I was in the American side. I didn't even get to see
buddy,
you guys.
it's not a Canadian thing, but the Canadian side, it's just way overshadows the American view. It's totally different. So, it's just you get a full on view of both falls. So you got to come over the Canadian side.
Yeah, the wife and I will definitely have to make a trip up there and do that. But man, big run tonight for you, Roger. I'm telling you, I mean, I hate counting people out, but dude, when you get involved like you did, not a lot of laps, I did not think there was a chance in hell you got back up here, but you're able to do it. Great run, man. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
You want to thank you, Shaggy, for sure. And all my Salty Dog buddies. But also a shout out to Bob Curtis. So we got two guys that are on the injury reserve list here, and Bob was out tonight though, so that was a good sign. Yeah, it was a good night, and it's some sort of crap luck when I get up the front, just like I proved here tonight. So it was a fluke, but I'll take it.
Hey, man, you can rip on yourself if you want, but, when you get these long green flag rounds, dude, the cream gets to rise a little bit. You guys get the race, and there's a reason that 747 moved up to the front, man. Hell of a job. Great round.
Yeah, thanks. You do a great job, buddy, and it's always a fun night.
Appreciate it, man. And now we're going to pull up the guy who got it done. Mike, I pulled you up mid-race. You said you were going to stay glued to that bottom, and brother, that's exactly what you did. Nobody could work a run on the high side, and man, you drove away with that thing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Shaggy. Yeah, I stuck to the bottom and just hang that line all the way around, and they got it done for me.
Yeah, now, and this isn't a shot at other guys. I mean, I'm one of the guys that do it, but Mike, so much whenever we were riding, following you, I didn't see you clip that dang apron one time. I mean, what goes into being that consistent, getting that close and just making sure you don't touch it? Because, I mean, as well as I do, you kiss that thing, it can be good night real fast.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times, learned my lesson there, and, you just got to be careful and, find that groove there, and it worked out. I was kind of concerned about Roger coming up with the new tires. I think he tried something new, a flying restart or something. He came from the back.
Yeah, that was a nice move. Came up there full speed, pulled those guys on the high side, and just ran out of time. Were you thinking, let's be honest, we know how these have gone. I mean, a lot of cautions in these for the most part. And tonight, I mean, you come out here, you get 2 or 3 long green flag runs. Was tire wear an issue at all for you, or did they still feel pretty good at the end?
They felt pretty good. You got to kind of, keep the car under you there a little bit. You can't slide it, but so much. That's when they start to go away. You get to sliding around and it'll eat the tires off of it. So just be consistent with your line, and this worked out for me.
Well, hey, man, consistency is the word. You're able to hold that bottom, bring home the win tonight after a dominating run. Congratulations, Mike. Who you want to thank, brother?
I definitely want to thank Bauer Farm Management for all they do putting these on, and Epsilon Sprint Wraps, and also all the Salty Dogs, and this wins for Bill Calder. Definitely hope to see him back on the track, and our hopes and prayers is that's going to happen pretty soon.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's awesome of you to do that. We want Bill back here as quick as he can. Definitely an important part of this league, and an important part of all our hearts for sure. It does a lot for all of us. But big win, Mike. Congratulations, and I can't wait to talk to you again, my man.
Thank you, Shaggy, and thanks for all you do, and broadcasts are excellent. Thank you, buddy.
I appreciate it, bud. And that's your winner, Mike Cram. They're able to bring it home in that 70 machine. And, well, I don't think Mike's going to mind. But let's turn it to Bill. Bob Curtis first. He was out here, able to pull in the top 5 just in the hospital a couple weeks ago. So how cool for that 0-1-2 to be back out here. And, well, Bill, Willie, man, we're cheering you on, brother. We want you to get better, and we need you to get on that damn Maid of the Mist here with Roger. That'd be fun, a lot of fun to do. Make sure you don't cheap out. Get the poncho. It's definitely worth it. If not, you're going to get pretty wet. But like I say, Bill, we're rooting for you, man. We want you back and healthy, and we hope you get out of that hospital soon. But on behalf of everyone on the Coast to Coast Racing League, Roger Craig, all the admins, I'm Zach Chapman from Shaggy TV, signing off and saying goodbye. Have a good evening. Tune in. Meet with me tomorrow night for Hometown Heroes. It's terrible that I don't know where we're at, but that thing with Bill, I'm trying not to cry. I love Bill. He's done a lot for me, and said a lot of kind words to me over the years. He's always had my back. So, Bill, get better, and tune in tomorrow night. We'll see you here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Have a good evening.